What brands or companies are actually evil? Unilever. One of their plants leaked mercury in a forest. Many workers suffered kidney problems. They shut down the plant and moved on while locals are still suffering from the ill effects of mercury dumping. Edit. The case was Kodaikanal mercury poisoning in India. It happened in 2001 and was finally settled in 2016. That really sucks, because Unilever owns ducking everything. And Nestlé own the rest. Nestlé are responsible for the deaths of thousands of African babies. It was a lengthy process meticulously engineered and designed to rid the African mothers of their money by getting their babies dependent on the better quality synthesized milks. Over time, the company ramped the prices up until not only the bank accounts were dry, but so were the breasts. Fuck you, Nestlé. Ah yes, the company whose CEO didn't consider access to water to be a human right. I actively avoid Nestlé and feel horrible when I accidentally buy one of their many products. I've heard bad things about Susan G. Komen. That's an industry now, not a source of funding for cancer research. They don't give anything to research. It all goes to awareness. College Board. And paying for electronically sending your SAT scores to each college are like $20 when you can do it for free. How can you do it free? A fee waiver, but College Board still only provides that if you have free or reduced lunch. It's a duct system if we're being real. Comcast. And all of the other telecommunication companies. Top 5 evil companies. Honestly, I don't think the US is aware how much we hold ourselves back pretending telecommunications infrastructure is a remotely fair market. Telecom is the perfect example of the antitrust workaround. There is no proper anti-collusion antitrust protections in the US. Nike. Look up. I was the fastest girl in America until so-and-so. She took part in a Nike program like many others and it did not end well for her. Edit. The YT video is called I was the fastest girl in America until I joined Nike. I saw that video. It's a horrible thing that happened to her. I am too lazy go rewatch it. But I think she had to basically starve herself or something. So she lost a lot of weight to the point it was unhealthy. Again, I don't 100% remember. Union Carbide. One night, a pesticide plant in India leaked methyl isocyanate on the city of Bhopal. 500,000 were exposed, 16,000 died, and 40,000 were permanently disfigured or disabled. They spent years trying to cover it up and get out of any responsibility. My friend Mo was poisoned in utero by that when his parents were visiting their parents in India. His mom died of cancer the year he graduated, and he died of complications from his various disabilities and birth defects 3 years ago. He had one of the most brilliant minds and a fantastic sense of humor. Fuck Union Carbide. Edit. Goddammit, I'll fix the syntax. Graduated from cancer, y'all told the same joke 23 times. Don't ignore the local Indian government there. They tried to shift all the blame on UC despite their involvement in causing this, the shares they held on that plant, and the corruption there. Nestlé, the CEO has stated water isn't a human right and has lobbied to push legislature to make that a reality. Thankfully to no success yet. They literally killed babies with their formula bullcrap in Africa. Shit, you're right, I forgot about that, they're ducking terrible. Chiquita Banana Company, have allegedly been involved in the deaths of trade unionists and threats to their families. Weren't they responsible for overthrowing the government of Honduras and replacing the government with a dictatorship? Hence the term Banana Republic. Bears should be the top comment. Literally, knowingly sold HIV-tainted blood products to Africa and Third World customers rather than lose money by destroying their tainted inventory. I might be thinking of someone else, but they also made Zyklon B for the Nazis, the gas used in chambers. If you wanna go down the list of companies that were involved in the Holocaust, you're gonna end up an alcoholic. Wells Fargo. This needs to be higher. I can't believe anyone is still doing business with Wells Fargo. What did they do? Opened accounts in customers' names without permission to boost internal numbers. Totally illegal, and they barely got a slap on the wrist. They also have the most mediocre to crap products on the banking market today. I don't know why anyone would choose Wells Fargo for anything other than locations. Purdue Pharmaceuticals. Single-handedly started the opioid epidemic by marketing OxyContin as non-addictive and helpful. As a graduate from Purdue University, I do want to mention that the university has nothing to do with the company. They both just happen to be founded by guys with the last name of Purdue. I personally figured this was the case. Purdue Pharmaceuticals is a corporation so not related to the university, but can see how others may immediately make that association. I commend your defense of and pride for your alma mater. Nestlé, for obvious reasons. Sanlu Group. The name may not be familiar, but in 2008 they were the center of an incident in China where their company replaced milk protein in baby formula with the chemical melamine, formaldehyde resin. 6 babies died, 54,000 babies had kidney damage, many of whom are still on dialysis today, and 300,000 suffered the effects of malnutrition. Even by Chinese business standards, this was evil. A number of company owners were executed and some staff at the local government testing body were jailed for life. I remember that at the time journalists refused to report, thus allowing it to continue on unnecessarily longer on it because they didn't want to be barred from the Beijing Olympics and China. And now there is a baby formula shortage in Australia because the Chinese take as much as they can get. The National Football League sent a crooked doctor to testify before Congress and lie about football turning players' brains into mush. They destroyed the career of the researcher who discovered it. They threatened lawsuits against journals that published the research. They actively misled players about the danger. Yes, everybody knew you could get a concussion playing football. But the league led players to believe it could be managed like any injury. Just get a couple weeks rest and it will heal. The league knew everyone causes permanent damage that never heals and lied to players about it. When ESPN co-produced a documentary about all this with PBS Frontline, the league forced them to disavow it and take their name off it or risk losing coverage access. Anyone know, is this the premise of Concussion with Will Smith? Yes. Ticketmaster and Live Nation, are they the same company? So just cause they own all the big venues as well. 10 years ago got great seats to every show. Now this ducking waiting room is BS. They don't own the venues, they just make them sign exclusivity contracts. Even if you go to the box office, they're still on Ticketmaster's website. Also, let's not forget the time that they lost that huge class action lawsuit for their bullcrap fees, then made it extremely difficult for any of the recipients to use the vouchers they were given. There literally had to guides in how to find them on TM's website and they extremely limited in use. I think I never used one of mine. The pyramid schemes. I am a business owner, you should have taken my job offer, now you're locked in because corona and no money he. R. Antimlum. Basically any fast fashion brand, H&M, F21 etc. Oh buddy, the crap I could tell you. I currently work for a major fashion retailer. Their clothes are made in the same sweatshops as the cheap brand, literally the only difference is the brand label that gets sewn in and the price they're sold at. The warehouses and stockrooms are full of fleas and rats. Workers are paid below minimum wage, then topped up with bonuses that are kept out of reach, get less than minimum required breaks and do not get statutory sick pay. And yes, this is illegal as duck. That's just the tip of the crapberg. Fashion companies work sweatshops in U.S. territories like Saipan, so they can put Made in USA on the labels, but the territories don't follow U.S. labor laws. Then they import workers from places like Indonesia and Malaysia. Luxottica. This is one company that runs a monopoly on 80% of glasses in the USA. They also own the eyeglasses stores and the insurance companies and eye doctor chains. Ever wondered why glass and a bit of plastic costs as much as a smartphone? Not only do they own the major brands, they own the optical stores that sell those brands. A few products are made in Europe, but most are made in China. I read that their premium glasses cost $15 to make and retail for $400. At one point they refused to stock Oakley. Oakley went bankrupt, then they bought it. Pure evil. A lot of brands tout that they are made in Italy, but only a fraction of the work has to be done in Italy for them to claim that. So basically everything is made in China but the screws and they assemble it in Italy.